I used to think consistency meant discipline, like forcing myself to do the right thing every morning, every session, every decision, just white-knuckling my way through smart behavior. And it worked, for a while, until it didn't. Because forcing yourself to be disciplined every single day is exhausting, and eventually you get tired. And when you're tired, you hesitate, or worse, you overtrade. Because exhausted brains don't make careful decisions, they make fast ones. I thought I was building discipline. Turns out I was just building fatigue. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's do that again. If you've also built fatigue and called it progress, subscribe. Not because I have answers, because at least we can be tired together. That feeling reminded me of Sarah. Sarah traded from London, quiet on calls, always looked calm, until one day she wasn't. She messaged the group chat. I just took 7 trades in 2 hours and I don't remember why. Nobody replied right away, because we'd all done that. Different time frames, same genius decision making. When you're tired, the chart stops being information. It becomes noise you react to. And reacting feels productive. Spoiler, it's not. But it feels like something. And when you're exhausted, something sounds better than nothing. I remember my mentor laughing when I told her I was working on discipline. She said, "You're not working on discipline. You're working on making discipline unnecessary." I didn't get it. She said, "Trading is already uncertain. If you don't have clear rules and structure, you add another layer of uncertainty, and that becomes overwhelming." This was the same day I was also uncertain about a relationship. She pointed that out, said it was now triple uncertainty. I quietly thought she was a jerk, but the lesson stuck. She wasn't wrong, I just didn't want her to be right that fast. So I simplified, not because I wanted to, because I was tired of thinking. I picked one currency pair, Euro USD, not because it's special, not because some guru said it was the best, because I was already watching it. And I decided this is it. Every day, same pair, same strategy, same zones I mark every Sunday like it's homework. No YouTube gurus, no hot setups from Twitter, no switching systems mid-week because someone made a video with a thumbnail that looked very certain. Just this one thing, over and over. It felt boring immediately, which was the point, apparently. When you watch the same pair every day, something shifts. You start noticing patterns. Not magic, not some aha moment where the clouds part and you understand the market, just familiarity. You know how it moves from lows to highs. You know how it reacts around certain zones. You've seen this before. Yesterday, last week, last month. It's like watching a TV series. New episodes every day. Same characters, same storyline. You understand the context. You're not surprised when it does what it usually does. And when it does something different, you notice, because you know what normal looks like. Wow, look at me, paying attention. Mark used to jump between pairs. He'd watch GBP USD in the morning, switch to gold at lunch, check Bitcoin before bed. He said he was staying flexible. He wasn't flexible, he was scattered. One day he showed me his journal. 17 trades, 11 different instruments. He asked, "Why don't I remember taking half of these?" I didn't answer, because I'd asked myself the same question before. When you're watching everything, you're not really watching anything. You're just scrolling with money. Nothing says professional trader like that. The thing about one pair is this. Most of your decisions get made in advance. I mark zones on Sunday. Price reaches one of those zones during the week. I already know what I'm doing. There's no "should I take this" moment, no internal negotiation, no hesitation. The trade was already decided. I'm just executing. I said I'd wait for confirmation. I waited. Look at that. And when I don't have a setup, I don't trade. Not because I'm disciplined, not because I'm some monk who achieved inner peace, because there's nothing to do. The system already decided. I'm just here, watching.
If you've jumped between pairs, strategies, and gurus like you're channel surfing, drop a comment. Tell me which pair you finally stuck with, or if you're still scrolling. I already know the answer. There was this one session. Price hit a zone I'd been watching for 3 days. I took the trade. It went negative immediately. Stopped out. Clean loss. And I just sat there. Didn't check another pair. Didn't look for revenge. Didn't open Twitter to see what everyone else was doing. I closed the platform. Walked away. Because the plan was done. That used to feel like failure. Now it just feels like the end of the episode. See you tomorrow. Nina did this thing where she'd trade multiple pairs for more opportunities. She said it increased her edge. It didn't. It increased her screen time. She was always in a trade, always watching something, always waiting for the next move. One day she said, "I don't think I've been bored in 6 months." I said, "That's not a good thing." She didn't reply. Boredom is underrated. If you're never bored, you're probably overtrading. Or you're lying. I used to think more setups meant more chances to win. It doesn't. It means more chances to react. And reaction trades are not planned trades. They're emotional trades with technical clothes on. One pair, every day. Same zones, same rules. It's boring. And that's the whole point. Apparently, boring works better than exciting. Who knew? I remember talking to Jess about this. She traded from New York, always moving, always busy. She said, "I need action. I can't just sit and wait." I said, "Yeah, that's the problem." She laughed, but she knew. A month later, she messaged me, "I switched to one pair. I hate it, but my account stopped bleeding." I didn't say anything. What's there to say? Congratulations on being bored? When you simplify, the mental load drops. You're not deciding what to trade. You're not comparing setups across 5 charts. You're not second-guessing your system because someone on YouTube said something different with very confident music in the background. You already know what you're doing. And when the decision is already made, there's nothing to hesitate about. My mentor said something once that annoyed me for weeks. She said, "You're not tired because trading is hard. You're tired because you're making it complicated." I told her it wasn't that simple. She said, "It is. You just don't want it to be." I quietly thought she was a jerk. Again. But she was right. Again. Now when I sit down to trade, I'm not thinking. I'm checking. Did price reach my zone? Yes or no? If yes, does the setup match my rules? Yes or no? If yes, take the trade. If no, close the chart. No drama, no analysis paralysis, no scrolling through 5 pairs looking for the best one. There is no best one. There's just the one I'm watching. Carlos used to say, "I need variety or I get bored." He also used to blow accounts. Not because he was reckless, because he was always learning something new. New pair, new strategy, new system. He was a beginner every week. Very impressive. You can't get good at something if you keep switching. You just get familiar with being confused. One pair doesn't mean you're missing out. It means you're actually paying attention. You see the same price action repeat. You notice the fake moves. You recognize when momentum is real and when it's just noise pretending to be important. And over time, you stop being surprised, which is the opposite of exciting, but also the opposite of panic. So, yeah. Consistency isn't about forcing yourself to be strong every day. It's about designing your system so strength is rarely required. One pair, every day. Same zones, same rules. Until it's boring. And when it's boring, that's when it starts working. If any of this sounded familiar, subscribe. Not because I'm special, because you've probably been doing the same dumb thing I have. And at least we can be tired together.